Welcome to this edition of the Dr. 59 Show. It is I, yours truly, 5'9", on this head, avant-garde and man about town, walking cane, carrying ascot, wearing studied observer of the human condition, you, student of 5'9" on your end. I have been off the air for about 18 years. There's a simple reason for that. It is because I was on assignment and doing research for a lot of different folk, both in the private circles of industry and in the banking industry and in circles of government. I am now done with assignment. I am now retired, fully retired, and so I'm going to resume my programming. During my time off the air, many things have changed in America. Many things have come to be that could have been seen coming with the advent of both the internet, social media, and we're going to talk about the issues of the day and program after program after program, which will all be posted to this website. Typically, I will like to keep my programs down to 30 minutes or so, but they may go on for as long as 2 hours. There are no commercials. I don't sell anything. I do all of this for free. I am not sponsored by anyone. I do not get money. I don't solicit money. I don't accept advertising. I'm not going to hit you up for money. You listen to my program, you get something out of it, fantastic. If you don't get something out of it, then you're a jackass. It's that simple. Those of you who are students of 5'9" on your end from days of yore, and you're looking forward to me being back on the air, you know my mindset. You know me well. I am fair. I am firm. I am also highly opinionated, and I'm going to tell you the facts as they really are, from a perspective you may not hear, will not hear, because I'm not trying to sell you anything. I'm simply not trying to get you to think my way so you give me money. I'm also not here to entertain you. I'm not here to say to you, you're going to come away entertained. My job in this program, as I see it, is to inform you of my opinion and the basis for that opinion. I'll say that again. My job in this program is to inform you of my opinion and the basis by which I have formed that opinion, to help you form your own and give you a perspective of my experience, my intellect, my education that you don't have, because you don't have my experience and you don't have my intellect and you don't have my education. Doesn't make me better than you, doesn't make me smarter than you, just means we're not equal. We are not equal. There is no man on the earth that is equal to me. There is no man on the earth, woman on the earth, child on the earth, whoever you are out there in my listening audience, that is equal to you. No one is equal to anyone. That's a myth. We are all uniquely different because we have different intellects, we have different experiences, different levels of education, and therefore we are all uniquely different. We are in no way equal. That's a myth. Well, 59, but we're all supposed to be treated equally under the law. That's not what I said. Listen to what I say. That's your first lesson if you're a new listener, about listening to what I said, understanding what I said, versus making an inference on what I said that you thought you heard. Don Lemon, Anderson Cooper, the talking shitheads at CNN, all make inferences to get you to believe something about a point of view that they are trying to sell you so that you will purchase products on their broadcasts to support the advertising so they make money. So in my programming and in this show, the Dr. 59 Show, I have removed all motivation to convince you of anything because I don't want your money. By not having any advertising, by not selling you vitamins and mineral supplements the way Alec Jones does, I'm simply removing the profit motive and therefore removing any sense that if I convince you of something, I'm going to get something in return for it. Because that simply isn't going to happen. You don't have to think my way. I get nothing out of you agreeing with me. There's no subscription capability in this program. I don't send emails. I don't send newsletters. You want to tune into my program, you listen, you get something out of it, you're amused, you think, you're whatever, you turn it off, you walk away. There's nothing to send in. I don't need your email address. I don't want your phone number. I don't need your address. I will, of course, be soliciting email and letters from you such that I can carry on a dialogue with you. We'll have questions and answers, yes, but I get nothing for it. I don't give away t-shirts. I don't give away pens. I'm not trying to sell you anything. But here's what I am trying to do. And you need to hear this, and you need to get this loud and clear. If you are a student of 5'9", you are a person who desires to hear the facts. Not a person who comes to the channel to be entertained per se. You may find me entertaining, you may find me amusing, you may find me hysterical. So be it. Good for you. Glad you found something that will give you what it is you so desire. But my goal is to educate. That is the number one thing of which I request of you, is that you come to this channel with an open mind for education. I'm not asking for agreement. I am not asking for agreement. I don't need you to send me an email and say, Dr. 59, I absolutely agree with everything you said. I don't need you to do that because I don't get anything out of it. If you happen to agree with something I say, fantastic. If you happen to disagree with something I say, fantastic. The point is, you're thinking. You're thinking. And the political powers and the corporate powers that be in the United States of America today would like you to stop thinking. I don't care what Joe Biden says. I don't care what Barack Obama says. I don't care what Donald Trump says. I don't care what Nancy Pelosi says. I don't care what George Soros says. Each and every single one of them has a common theme. Do not think. We will do the thinking for you. Oh, hell, we've already done the thinking for you. That's why we're in charge and you're not, and you will be the victims of our judgment. I'll say it again. We've already done the thinking for you, and you will be the victims of our judgment. Hell, after all, you punched the stylus through the piece of paper in the voting booth, and you put us in power. Therefore, you will accept our judgment on your life. You accept our rule of order of us ruling over you. What I do is I come along and I say, before you punch the stylus through the piece of paper, understand the truth. Understand what it is you're really doing when you punch that stylus through that card or you punch that computer key, whatever it might be, whether it's a manual system, electronic system, whatever it is, email form, you check off a box and a piece of paper and mail it in. However it is you voted, the mechanical contrivance of that process has behind it an intellectual prowess. Some of you have limited intellectual abilities. Doesn't make you dumb, doesn't make you stupid, you're limited. You're not as smart as the average bear. What is average? Pretty dumb. I'm sorry. Not insulting people here. We're not all created equal. There are people in this world who are high order functioning. They get along just fine. They're wonderful folk. Glad to have them as your friends. You love to have them as your neighbors. But they're not exceptionally bright. And you know it. So you look out for them and you take care of them and you say, you know what, before you buy that insurance policy, let's talk about that. Let's make sure this is what you need. You look out for your neighbor, your friend, your family member that's not as smart as you are. That's a moral mandate that you do that. And I, as someone who is vastly superior in intellect, experience, and education than 90% of the populace out there, have a moral mandate to pass on what I've learned. To pass on to you so that you who do not have the advantages of the things that I have had advantage thereof and the experiences I have had can take advantage of my experience. It's called standing on the shoulders of giants to look over the wall of your own ignorance. I'll say it again. It's called standing on the shoulders of giants to look over the wall of your own ignorance. I do it every single day. There are people and experts that I need to consult in various fields of which I know absolutely nothing or scant little. I am not so arrogant as to think that I know more or equal to what they know. I stand on their shoulders and say, help me up here so I can look over the wall and see what you see. And they say, hop on, Dr. 59. We'll teach you what we know. You'll get some insights. You'll be able to form a better opinion about the thing it is you're researching. And so I do. And that is why you are here. You are here to stand on the shoulders of 5'9" on this end and look over the wall so you can see the truth. I do not seek to convince you of the rightness of anything I offer you in any program I offer. I do not seek your agreement. I am not trying to say things deliberately to anger you, to solicit a reaction. I'm here to educate and illuminate, to facilitate, to coordinate, and communicate the thinking process in your mind in a direction that heretofore you may not have been able to think about because you didn't have someone like me who comes to the table without the agenda of convincing you of their rightness and trying to get you to think their way. I don't give a flying fuck who you vote for. I don't care what proposition, if in the state that you're in, that you punch the stylus for and say, raise the taxes for this and build the bridge. Or I don't care. That's not my issue with you. My issue with you as a listener, as a human participant in the process of this earth, is that the vast majority of you are willful jackasses. You don't think because thinking is the single most difficult thing you will ever do in your life. Thinking is the single most difficult thing you will ever do in your life. It is exhausting. It is maddening. It is frustrating. I want to give you a simple intellectual process, problem to make the point. I would like you to define pi. Not pi as in apple, but pi as in the mathematical construct. The ratio of the circumference to the diameter of a sphere. Most of you will remember it if you've had enough math education, that it's a number that comes out, the first three digits of which are 3.14, and then a whole bunch of digits thereafter. Basically, it goes on into infinity, and it goes on, and that's it. It just goes on into infinity. Why? Because it's a ratio that never actually ends. And that's why the numbers don't actually end. So here's what I want you to do. If you didn't know what pi was before I told you, God love you. So what? You didn't have the math education that I've had. That doesn't mean you're stupid. It just means you didn't know what pi was. Big deal. So what? Now I've told you what it is. Now you know. Now what I'd like you to do, whether you knew what it was or not, I want you to calculate in your head why that number has no end. Ready, set, go. Tell me when you're done. I'm being facetious to make the point, folks. You can take for granted what people tell you, that pi is 3.14. But when somebody says, I want you to work it out as to why something is what it is, that involves thinking. And if you sat down with the right textbooks or the right research on the web or whatever source you want to go to, whatever mathematician, physicist you want to talk to, and said, let me discuss the nature of the reason why pi has no end, they would roll their eyes and say, you don't have enough time on the earth for me to explain it to you. Thinking is the most difficult thing you will ever do. So the formulaic process to this point that the multimedia out there has done, that has used, that all politicians use, that your wife uses on you who are husbands, that your husband uses on you who are wives, that your parents use on you who are smaller children, is a manipulative construct of believe what I tell you, I'm an expert, and that everything I'm telling you is all you really need to know. And here's the conclusion of what it is I'm telling you. Case in point, vote for Donald Trump. He's going to do all the right things for the nation. Believe what I tell you and go do this. Well, what do the Democrats say? 2016, vote for Hillary Clinton. Believe what I tell you. I'm an expert in this, and it's the best thing for our nation, and therefore for you it's the right thing to do. Now you go vote for Hillary Clinton. So what are you as the voter, as it were, in that situation of an election supposed to do when the only information you can get is person on the left who says, no pun intended, vote for Hillary. Person on the right says, vote for Trump. Or whoever the candidate is. I just used the two most because we're going to be talking about politics in large measure in many of my programs. What is it they didn't tell you? When the people who told you to vote for Hillary told you to vote for Hillary, what is it they didn't tell you? A lot. There's one whole hell of a lot they didn't tell you. When they told you to vote for Trump, what didn't they tell you? Same thing, a lot. Same answer, doesn't change. Do you need to know more before you make that decision? You sure as hell do. You sure as hell do. I'm not going to push you to vote one way or another in an election. I'm not going to ask you to take sides on any given issue. What I'm going to do is give you the background information you need to make your own goddamn mind up. And you're going to find, as we go on in our programming, that is a goddamn difficult thing to do. It is an arduous process that demands a level of intellectual honesty and moral integrity that few people have. But if you are a true student of 5'9" on your end, you're going to get it. And at the time I get done with you, you are going to be one of the smartest people in your hood. I didn't say the most educated. You may have little to no education. I'm right now could be, listen to me right now, maybe some 17-year-old black kid in South Detroit who dropped out of school, has a 9mm gun in his pocket, and wants to go rob a liquor store tonight because he feels it's the only way he's going to get money to get whatever the hell he needs. Happens to stumble on my program doing a search on YouTube for whatever, and he's listening to the sound of my voice right now. Is he educated? Nope. Is he stupid? Yep. He's got a gun in his pocket, wants to go commit an armed robbery. It's one of the most stupid things you could possibly do. So he's an idiot. Absolutely, he's an idiot. By the time you get done, you who may have that pistol in your pocket going to go rob a liquor store or think you are, you're going to understand why I'd say you're an idiot. There's a reason you're an idiot. It's because you want to be. You weren't born an idiot. Idiots don't commit willful crimes. I defy you to go into a mental institution and talk to any of the people that are locked up in those rooms, that are wearing straitjackets or sitting quietly in rooms staring at a wall. You'll find none of them are criminals. Why? They do not have criminal intent. Their minds can't shape a thought that has criminal intent behind it. Have you ever talked to someone who has true schizophrenia? It's a very difficult conversation. They don't think the way we do. Their brains don't work the way we do. Do you think that a true schizophrenic can take a pistol, go into a liquor store, and rob it? No, they cannot. That's a myth. Someone, I'm bipolar. I hit my wife because I'm bipolar. Fuck you. You're a liar. That's an excuse. Don't pull bullshit on me. Don't come to this program wearing a sack of bullshit over your head and think I'm going to believe it. No, I'm too old, too experienced, educated, and illuminated, as it were, in the ways of the human mind to accept your bullshit. Don't lie to me. Don't lie to yourself. Don't lie to the people around you. You will get caught. And by the way, just because you lie to somebody and someone nods and says, oh yeah, I understand, it doesn't mean they believe you. It means they want you to believe that what you just said was unoffensive to them. Well, we're going to get heavy duty into psychology of what's going on right now in the world. We're going to get heavy duty into religion because Muslim versus Christian, all of this stuff has got to be talked about in an intellectually honest way. Not from the way of persuading you to become a Christian or become a Muslim or become a Democrat or become a Republican or become an independent or vote for your state to legalize marijuana. I'm not here to convince you on any one issue. I'm here to inform you on the issue so you have the righteous information that is correct and verifiable. And verifiable, Alec Jones. There's a reason Alec Jones got kicked off. A bunch of the crap that he's on. Anybody out there think of that reason? Send me an email. I'll give you my email address later. I don't want you worried about that right now. Right now, I want you to focus on my voice. Don't want you typing email. I don't want you doing shit. I want you to listen to what I'm telling you. Listening is a skill. Learn it. I will teach it to you. Listening is a skill. I said learn it. I will teach it to you. Don't look around the room. Don't look at the TV. Don't look at the wall, your cat, whatever. You look at that speaker. When I talk, you listen. That's why you're listening to me right now. Don't waste my time. And for God's sake, stop wasting your own. This isn't about whether or not I waste my time. My time's already spent. This is a recording. I'm off doing something else. Right now, as you're listening to this, I'm mowing my lawn, painting my house, whatever I got to do. I'm doing what I got to do. You're listening to this as a result of my sitting down and creating this audio. So while you're spending real time right now listening to it, stop wasting it. And if you're distracted with something else, then turn the program off and walk away. Go listen to CNN. Go listen to a toilet flush, i.e. CNN. Yeah. Go listen to MSNBC. Go listen to Alex Jones. Go listen to some shithead with a video camera who points it at himself on YouTube and is suddenly an expert in God knows what. Disgusts me. Social media has been weaponized. It is the primary nuclear missile of the ignorant. Social media has been weaponized. It is the primary nuclear missile of the ignorant. You will find that I am not a patient man. You are going to find me a patient instructor, but I am not a patient man. As I get older, as I experience more things on the earth and learn more about how mankind operates on this earth, I am furious with the creator of the universe, and yes, there is one. So if you think there is none, turn me off. There is one. Yeah, you can't prove that, 59. Yes, I can. Dipshit. An atheist is an idiot. An atheist is an idiot who does not understand even basic math. It's a willful construct of the human mind to just absolutely divest themselves of any sense of moral authority, moral responsibility. More on that later. You who have been listening to me talk for the last however long it is, and I don't have clocks in front of me, you see a million topics in what I'm telling you here. You see 10,000 different shows in everything that I'm saying here. You get it. You are a student of 5'9". You who don't understand what I've been telling you for the last several minutes, you who are listening casually, you are not students of 5'9". Do yourself a favor. Start this program over from the beginning, because this is how the programming starts. This is my introduction to Dr. 59 Show. This is my introduction to what it is I'm going to be offering you in all the programming you're going to see get posted here. Some of which will be very brief, some of which will be very long. I am thoroughly and completely disgusted with your behavior. You being the collective common man on the street. You haven't done the right things. You're not thinking properly. You're not doing the right things. Most of your lives are a joke. And now you're bearing the consequences of it. You went through it in 2008 through 10 in a massive recession that almost bankrupted the planet. By the way, do you know the consequence that could have been paid as a result of the moral debauchery that led to the recession of 2008 through 10 or so? Do you know what the consequence would have been? I want you to think about it for a minute. I want you to go back and Google history for a minute, and I want you to think about, look up, research financial bankruptcy at the country level and consequences. It's called World War. It's called World War. When the people don't have food, when the people don't have a roof over their head, clothes on their back, a job to go to, the thing that they do is pick up a gun and start shooting those in power. Would you like an object lesson in it? Venezuela. The Arab Spring. The answers to these problems and the things that are happening that people pretend to be so dismayed at are so painfully obvious and have such simplistic answers and causation, it's revolting and makes me want to puke. If you were a student of 5'9", welcome. If you are not a student of 5'9", turn off goddamn computer and drop dead.